All right, so we're trying to get to the bottom of what's really scaring Wall Street. Are members of President Obama's economic team forcing Americans to lose trust in the administration? Well, Bill Kristol, the editor of the Weekly Standard, and David Sirota is a Democratic strategist. They are our guests this morning, Peter.
Yes, good morning. Is there a trust gap in terms of President Obama at this point? The markets seem to be reacting very poorly to a lot of different programs, although at the same time his popularity polls are sky high.
Well, I don't think that we see any trust gap at all. I mean, as you mentioned, the polls continue to show that the president is very popular. Democrats are trusted on the economy, I think, by a 2-to-1 margin over the Republicans. So, you know, we can manufacture controversies and discussions and debates about whether the Republicans think that the Democrats are doing well, but there is no trust gap. In fact, the American people really, really trust this administration and Democrats right now.
Bill, is it the fact that people are still hanging on to the hope? I mean, Barack Obama, let's face it, he engendered so much hope in the American people. That's why he won the election. So are people still holding on to that, thinking he will be able to, in fact, change the problems we're now facing?
Look, Americans wish a new president well. They hope his policies succeed, as they should. But it doesn't inspire confidence when President Obama says profit-earnings ratio rather than price-earnings ratio. I guess he just misspoke. Can you imagine if President Bush had misspoken about something kind of central to the stock market? Look, I mean, David can say that people still like President Obama. The markets have voted. The markets are down 15% since Barack Obama became president. When Franklin Roosevelt became president and declared a bank holiday and addressed the banking issue, the stock market went up from a very low base, but it went up. People decided that Roosevelt was serious about fixing the economy. What's the one thing Obama has not done? He has not addressed the banking system. He's thrown more money at Citigroup, more money at AIG. He has not fixed what everyone agrees is the fundamental problem, which is the toxic assets in the banking system. He needs to focus on that. I think the markets would support him. Republicans would support him if he focused on that instead of, tossing out wonderful ideas about fixing our health care system and energy and all these longer-term things which have nothing to do with the current crisis we're in.
And David, there seems to be now.
Can I interject?
Just let me ask this question, David, because there seems to be now a growing concern about the economic people that Barack Obama has surrounded himself with. There's articles out this morning that quite possibly there's some infighting going on there, and that maybe they're not even getting along. So will that only muddy the waters?
Well, first of all, let me just remind Bill, I know in the elite country club circles that he cycles in, that the markets are the people, okay? But the people, that you asked the question whether the broad majority of the American people trust Barack Obama and the Democrats. And the answer is resoundingly yes, and that's public opinion data. So Bill, I know, again, that wealthy traders and speculators and elites in Washington are your crowd, but that's not the American people. The American people
I care more about the savings of the American people than about public opinion polls. That's real money.
The question was whether Americans trust the president.
That's real money that's in real people's IRAs and 401ks.
You said that
you can be glib. You can be glib. So what if the stock market goes down 50%? Who cares if real people are hurt? That's the liberal
The real
elite's
people
view.
are in the stock market because 2/3 of all Americans are invested in the stock market. So I think people do concern themselves with what's happening with the stock market. Right, David?
Absolutely, but my point is that the question was, do the American people trust the president right now? The answer is resoundingly yes. Bill responded by saying that Wall Street traders and speculators don't like the president. And the president has responded to that by saying that he represents ordinary people. He's not looking to govern only to the interests of big money.
Bill, 10 seconds.
Ordinary people have lost 15% of their assets in the stock market while Barack Obama has been president. He can do better.
How much did they lose under George Bush? How much did they lose under George Bush? How much did they lose under George Bush and the Republicans? How much?
All right. Thanks for the feisty nature. Peter, take it away. Thanks, guys.
See you in 2 seconds. Want to buy this $350,000